You got any champagne?
You'll find some in the big cooler back there.
Set him up.
I think you better dial 911.
Holy shit.
Oh, you don't want to call 911? You remember me, viejo?
You know what I want?
Go ahead. Come on, move.
That's my money.
Take it, man. Take my life savings.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the goddamn cop when you need one, huh? For mine to get out there and burst your...
Take him out, man. Yeah.
Let's go, hero.
That's it right here.
It's only 4 of you guys, and you only have 1 shot left in here. Yeah.
Get that money, man. Get him, man. Get him.
You fucking... Yeah.
Go, man. Get him, man.
Hey.
I'm gonna cut your fucking heart out.
Yeah. Come and cut my heart out. Well, come and cut my heart out. Okay? Oh, I know what you're thinking. Mine's bigger than yours, right?
Come on, punk.
How about if I show you what it's like to be a victim like this guy? Isn't that fair? Throw it away. Come on.
You're fucking dead, man.
Come and get some.
In the opening scene, we are introduced to Detective Mason Storm from Internal Affairs, who arrives at a location rumored to be the site of a meeting among Los Angeles mobsters, equipped with a video camera. At that moment, 2 black cars pull up, and one of the gang members vandalizes a nearby streetlight to maintain their cover. Mason observes as additional suspicious figures emerge, one of whom offers political assistance to gangster Calabrese, suggesting the assassination of Senator Caldwell, Calabrese's political rival. Although Calabrese is reluctant to make a public appearance, the individual insists on a meeting with Caldwell before any potential harm occurs. Intrigued by this exchange, Mason attempts to capture clear footage but encounters technical difficulties. As he works to resolve the issue, one of the mobsters hears a noise and approaches to investigate. Mason reacts swiftly, confronting the man as he draws near. Mason escapes from the scene while being pursued by the mobsters. It is later revealed that the politician involved is Assemblyman Vernon Trent, who instructs the mobsters to eliminate anyone who interferes. Meanwhile, Mason's associate Becker receives a call from him, during which Mason shares details about Calabrese's meeting and their plans to assassinate the senator, unaware that several corrupt officers are eavesdropping on their conversation. Later, Mason stops by a grocery store to purchase champagne, but is confronted by armed thugs demanding cash from the register.
Wait.
You got any champagne?
You'll find some in the big cooler back there.
Set him up.
I think you better dial 911.
Holy shit.
Oh, you don't want to call 911? You remember me, viejo?
You know what I want?
Go ahead. Come on, move.
That's my money.
Take it, man. Take my life savings.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the goddamn cop when you need one, huh? For mine to get out there and burst your...
Take him out, man. Yeah.
Let's go, hero.
That's it right here.
It's only 4 of you guys, and you only have 1 shot left in here. Yeah.
Get that money, man. Get him, man. Get him.
You fucking... Yeah.
Go, man. Get him, man.
Hey.
I'm gonna cut your fucking heart out.
Yeah. Come and cut my heart out. Well, come and cut my heart out. Okay? Oh, I know what you're thinking. Mine's bigger than yours, right?
Come on, punk.
How about if I show you what it's like to be a victim like this guy? Isn't that fair? Throw it away. Come on.
You're fucking dead, man.
Come and get some.
The police arrive to manage the situation, and Mason subsequently returns home to his wife and child. During his journey home, he listens to an audio clip and believes he recognizes the voice of an unfamiliar individual. Upon arriving home, he greets his wife, Felicia, and they proceed to their son's room to watch him sleep. When Sonny awakens, Mason presents him with a bear he had purchased from the store. After settling Sonny back into bed, Mason and Felicia head downstairs to enjoy some wine and share an intimate moment. Unbeknownst to them, a group of hitmen is en route to their residence. As Mason and Felicia begin to enjoy their evening, the intruders burst in. Mason manages to kill one assailant and injures another. However, both he and Felicia sustain severe gunshot wounds. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, another group of assailants murders Becker in his home. The men proceed to plant evidence and collect all recordings related to Mason's apartment when Sonny quietly approaches. Spotting Sonny, the assailants open fire on the innocent child, who narrowly escapes through his bedroom window. The men quickly retreat to their van, where Quintero and Axel reveal themselves to be police officers. Subsequently, we see Internal Affairs Lieutenant O'Malley arriving at the hospital, where he encounters Trent speaking with reporters and feigning sorrow over the attack on Mason's family. Captain Holland is also present, witnessing Mason being rushed past him but choosing to ignore the situation. He remarks on Mason's questionable conduct as a police officer, prompting O'Malley to confront him and caution against tarnishing Mason's reputation, warning that they will clash if he continues. Captain Holland asserts that this is their investigation. However, O'Malley has assumed control of the case due to the involvement of drugs in the deaths of 2 officers. At that moment, a doctor delivers the shocking news of Mason's passing. O'Malley experiences profound heartbreak, in stark contrast to Holland, who leaves the hospital after confirming Mason's death. Shortly thereafter, another doctor informs O'Malley that Mason has been successfully resuscitated. O'Malley proceeds to visit Mason and instructs the doctor to keep his recovery confidential until he can obtain the answers he seeks. During this visit, O'Malley discovers a recording concealed within Mason's shirt and pledges to deliver justice for his friend. 7 years later, Mason lies in a coma, registered as John Doe, under the care of nurse Andy Stewart. Shortly after Andy leaves, Mason begins to twitch while recalling the tragic murder of his wife, causing his medical equipment to beep. Noticing the alarms, Andy returns to check on him and is astonished to find that Mason has awakened. He is quickly transported for recovery. Meanwhile, in accordance with the instructions in Mason's file, Andy contacts the Police Internal Affairs Department. She speaks with Sergeant Goodhart and learns that O'Malley is no longer with the police force. He takes down her information and instructs her not to disclose it to anyone else. Mason begins to feel unwell, prompting Andy to visit him again. She reassures him that he will be known as the first person to awaken from a 7-year coma. However, Mason urgently recounts the events surrounding his family's tragedy and warns that they must leave immediately or face danger. Andy dismisses his concerns as mere delirium and departs. Shortly after, Mason's physiotherapist arrives for their session, while Axel, disguised as a doctor, enters the hospital and requests a list of patients. He disembarks on Mason's floor and begins searching for him, brandishing a firearm, only to discover that Mason has vanished. At that moment, a vigilant security guard approaches Axel to request identification. However, Axel cautiously advances and subsequently kills him. Meanwhile, Mason and his therapist are en route to his room when Axel calls Mason over under the pretense of needing assistance, only to shoot him fatally. In a timely distraction, Andy creates an opportunity for Mason to escape through an emergency exit. Mason uses a broom to propel himself into an elevator, narrowly evading the assassin pursuing him. Upon reaching the floor, Andy discovers the 2 deceased individuals and attempts to contact the police, but the phone line has been severed. Seeking assistance, she encounters Mason in the elevators, where he explains the situation. They make their way to the ground floor, and she pushes him into the parking lot. After getting him into her vehicle, she drives away swiftly, eluding Axel, who is left watching them depart. Meanwhile, Senator Trent is addressing an anti-gun rally downtown when he learns of the unsuccessful attack at the hospital. He instructs his team to frame Mason for the incident. Andy takes Mason to a friend's house for recovery, where they learn that Mason has been accused of orchestrating the hospital attack. As Trent and the corrupt police officers watch the news, a reporter announces that he has spoken with Mason, who possesses evidence that could significantly impact the city. Upon hearing this, Trent orders his men to apprehend everyone associated with Mason, including Andy. Mason provides Andy with a list of herbs he requires for healing and she observes him writing in Chinese. He then reveals how he acquired his healing and combat skills during his time in China. Later, Andy arrives and presents Mason with newspaper articles detailing the deaths of him and his family. Subsequently, Mason dedicates himself to his recovery, engaging in rigorous physical training and utilizing Chinese healing herbs to restore his physical condition. While reviewing his files, Mason and Andy discover a phone number for a retirement facility where O'Malley is believed to reside. However, when Andy investigates the facility, she finds that O'Malley is not there and leaves her contact information. Mason continues his training, fully committed to regaining his former self. One evening, he prepares himself and drives to the location of Sonny and Felicia's graves. The following day, Andy visits her nurse friend Martha, unaware that a team of corrupt police officers is trailing her. Upon arriving at Martha's apartment, Andy is shocked to learn that Martha was killed a few days prior. In a panic, she flees while the officers pursue her discreetly. Meanwhile, Mason returns home and encounters O'Malley, with whom he exchanges cordial greetings. O'Malley tracked Mason down using the phone number Andy had left. He reveals that Sonny is still alive, having sought refuge at O'Malley's home on the night of the attack. To ensure Sonny's safety, O'Malley adopted him and changed his surname. He shares photos of a happy, grown-up Sonny, and Mason expresses his gratitude to O'Malley for being a supportive friend. The two individuals proceed to O'Malley's ranch, where he reveals that he has retained a duplicate copy of the tape. He informs Mason that for the past 7 years, he has endeavored to resolve Mason's case but has faced obstacles from higher authorities at every turn. He was ultimately forced to resign following an attack on his mother that left her incapacitated. O'Malley expresses his regret for not doing more, but Mason reassures him that he has already done more than enough and vows to seek vengeance for both of them. Mason instructs O'Malley to take Sonny to a safe location while he retrieves the video recording from 7 years ago. As Mason continues to review the audio tape, he identifies the voice from the pier as that of Senator Trent, whom he recognizes from his advertisements. Meanwhile, Andy returns home, devastated by the loss of her friend, and Mason shares with her the news about his son. As they are packing upstairs, a team of armed police officers enters the residence in an attempt to ambush them. Mason manages to shoot one officer before making his escape. The remaining officers open fire on them, but during their reload, Mason eliminates both of them. He engages in combat with other officers. He grabs Andy, but additional officers begin shooting at the house without causing any harm to Mason. Despite the extensive damage inflicted on the property, Mason produces a grenade seemingly out of nowhere, providing them with an opportunity to escape. They jump into his Jeep and flee from the authorities, who continue to fire upon them but are unable to apprehend them. As they make their getaway, Mason notices several men on the road who have successfully swapped vehicles without incident. Andy and Mason subsequently visit his former residence, which is currently undergoing renovations by its new owners. Andy poses as a prospective buyer, enabling Mason to retrieve his camera. Later, O'Malley picks Sonny up from school and hurries him home. He then leaves a message for Mason at a nearby motel before quickly exiting the house with Sonny. Upon arriving at the hotel, Mason and Andy receive O'Malley's message instructing them to meet him and Sonny at the train station. Mason soon becomes aware of the police presence in the building and attempts to escape with Andy. However, they are ultimately cornered by the officers, including Captain Holland. In a moment of desperation, Mason kicks the nearest officer through a glass pane, creating chaos that allows him to seize Andy and make their escape. They jump into a waiting car and speed away, but soon find themselves pursued by the entire police force. At the train station, O'Malley purchases their tickets and informs Sonny that his father is still alive and that they will reunite. Just then, 3 police officers arrive, and O'Malley discreetly hands the tape to Sonny. Sonny makes a run for it, while O'Malley attempts to confront the officers but is shot in the process. Despite being injured, O'Malley manages to kill one officer, get back on his feet, and incapacitate another before being hit again. Mason and Andy arrive at the train station just in time to see the police chasing after Sonny, who is fleeing through the city. As he narrowly escapes capture, Mason catches up with them and eliminates one of the pursuing officers. The two engage in a confrontation, during which Mason skillfully overpowers him and disarms him as he attempts to draw a knife.
Let's see what you got.
It is at this moment that Mason recognizes the officer as Quintero, one of the individuals responsible for the break-in at his home. In a swift and brutal response, Mason crushes Quintero's neck. Sonny then rushes to Mason, expressing his joy at seeing him, but is compelled to flee as additional police officers arrive on the scene. When Andy arrives, Mason decides to leave Sonny in her care while he pursues Senator Trent. He infiltrates the senator's compound, where he finds Trent enjoying a hot spa. Mason stealthily enters the residence and ambushes the men who are engaged in a game of pool. Captain Holland is also present. Upon noticing Mason taunting him with a death threat, Holland draws his weapon and approaches. He discovers all of the officers dead in an adjacent room before proceeding further. Mason intimidates Holland, causing him to miss all his shots before launching an attack. Holland retaliates with a fire poker, but Mason seizes him and breaks his neck using Holland's own necktie. Mason then searches for Trent, the orchestrator behind the heinous murder. As he scans the area anxiously, Trent attempts to ambush him, however, the shotgun proves ineffective. When the SWAT team arrives, Mason drags Trent downstairs and holds him at gunpoint, uncertain of whom to trust. Trent urges the officers to attack Mason and eliminate him, but just then, a police sergeant appears and informs Mason that they have reviewed the footage and are aware of his setup. Trent is subsequently arrested, and Andy and Sonny arrive at the scene to reunite with Mason. The film concludes with footage depicting Trent meeting with members of the mob. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.